going to check the tool height. Over, check our tool height. If we need to adjust, we open here and we can adjust up slightly, checking our height of our tip, moving around, and now we're going to face off the part first of all. We're going to face off the piece. We're extending out the bar just so we can make a few of them. So we're going to extend out the bar. Hold for a piece. We're going to set our 0 and Z. Going to come to our bar here. We're going to touch off the outside with 0 or X. Turning the bar on, machine on, 2 minutes away, position, firing on, and then coming down. And we're shooting, don't put the coolant onto the part so it sprays up everywhere. So make sure the coolant is only on the tool to stop it from spraying everywhere. And reduce down the flow and small now. So, we're going to make a small cut off here, facing this off of about 0.3 millimeters. We're just facing off across the bar. Really face off across our piece. We have a nice smooth surface on one side. Set this to 0 and the Z. Okay, now that's the piece faced off. Now we need to reduce down the diameter. It's currently measuring 40, and we're going to bring it down to 38 millimeters in diameter. Our piece. Currently measuring 40. We're going to reduce this down now to 38, take off 2 millimeters. So, setting off our part. Carrying machine on. We're moving in to get a slight touch on the piece. Setting the X down just as we touch the part. We're reducing now. Take off just 2 millimeters. And now we're going in this direction down across the carriage. And we're slowly moving down. With all the tools on the part. I'm making my piece about 10 millimeters long. So now our finished disc is 4 millimeters thick. We've turned the bar down sufficiently enough. So we've now got a 38 millimeters in diameter to test our dimension. That's now measuring 38 millimeters in diameter. So now, our final thing to do is to move on to drilling the hole. So, drill the hole. We're going to trace out the live center. Pop out the chuck. Put the chuck in. You wind forward with your hand. And spot into position. So we need to have it. First of all now, if someone's been here before, we need to center drill this hole. So to do that, we center drill bit. Take our center drill bit. We're going to center this hole first. So we center drill. Tighten our chuck. Setting our speed still at 1200. Move forward the center drill bit. Back in as a guide for the drill bit to go into. Actually, as a guide for the drill bit. So we power on the machine. Turn the tool is on the tool. Apply your lock and you drill forward. till you create the cone shape of the part. Now done. Stop the machine. So now we've created this cone shape in our part for the centre bit. Place the tool out with a 6mm drill bit. Close down the jaws and then slightly open them to stop in your drill bit. Ensure that it gets a proper grip. Hand tighten and then re-tighten down the chuck. Now, place the tailstock forward in position to the hole. That's the length of our screw. So it's not critical here the depth we drill. The minimum depth we have to go 10mm, but we can drill deeper. The next tube coming up along. So apply on your lock, set 0 in your tailstock, power on your machine, and now you're drilling forward from here. So 1 turn is 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10. You've now drilled deep enough for our part, but if you like, you can drill deeper to speed up the process for the next student. But 10 is the minimum each go. So now with that, that's perfect. You can come back out again. And as we are training, we're still using the speed, same speed as 1200 RPM. And this is calculated out properly. I'm using the formula. So, next step is to now countersink this hole to the countersink bit with the correct size for the screw. So we measure the head of our screw. We see that's measuring 11.6768. We then get the correct size countersink bit. This is 12.4. That leaves the correct size around the head of that screw. Open up the cup. Put in the countersink bit. Reduce down the speed. This distance to 540. Placing our countersink bit forward into position, and we're going to stop when we reach the corner of the tool. Powering on at a nice slow speed then, and you're feeding away the material. You feed in, and you keep putting in. The tool gets in the correct diameter. Now the tool is filled in. You can stop, check. And we've created the correct diameter 12.4. Coming away then to check the screw is in. No problem. We're going to keep trying to do here. We're going to slightly drill this hole deeper. Okay? Just that screw fits in. Finish? Yeah. Drill that hole deeper, and the crease that speeds up the process. We're going to drill deeper than the 10mm. Trying the rock on, setting our 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 25 deep. The system is fine. Piling away. Now we test our screw, make sure it fits properly into that hole. I think we're perfectly going below the surface there. So always check before you're at different stages. That screw now fits. Now the next process is to apply a chamfer onto this edge here. And to do that, we're going to use this 45mm tool, carbide cutter. So, this tool is open. Again with this one. But again, we set the tool height up. We move into position. We're now done with the chuck, so it's good to remove away the drill bit as you're working. So pop back in, set the new tool. Up in the center. Check your tool height. In this instance, we are significantly lower than the center of the height. We need to adjust the tool up. Match the height. We need a slightly more adjustment. Now we're checking the height is good. We can come away then, move into position for machining. Now we're going to create a 45-degree chamfer using this edge of the tool onto that edge of the part. We come out, the machine is off, just come with the tool, touch it off the edge, halfway point there, and set 0 to the cross line. Now the tool touching. Put 0 then in the x-axis. 0 point here. Carrying on. We're checking our speed now. It's at 1200 RPM. You can reduce this down to 800 RPM. As we're going at very slow. Power on. We're going to need a 1mm chamfer at 45 degrees. So machining in. The 1mm chamfer at 45 degrees. Perfect. That's your 1mm chamfer done. There's your tool. And now the next job is to part off our piece. Do that. Move out the tool, the chamfering. And now look at doing parting off tool. Again, set the tool height. Now we are slightly too high, so we can adjust it down. Set our tool height again. Every time we have to check the tool heights. Every time the tool goes in and out. Into position, lock, and now we want to leave this piece 4 millimeters thick. So we're going to put this side of the blade off this end of the part, and we've taken into consideration the thickness of the blade and the thickness of that parting off tool. The top here, as you measure, is 3 millimeters. We can add 3 millimeters onto 4 to leave us with a finished part of 4 millimeters. We come over, touch our part off it, 0 to Z, move out over 4 millimeters plus the width of the tool, which is 7. Now we're going to support the work before we part off. Slide the coolant, the lock on. Get our coolant ready. I'm going to use automatic feed. To set automatic feed up, the configuration is going to be ATX1. And ATX1, which is the 0.12 millimeters per pitch, at a speed RPM of 800. So the powered machine on. Checking the automatic feed first before you start. The direction of the lever needs to pull out. Checking the lever pulled up to start, down to stop. You check when you're away from the part. Set your coolant onto the tube, not onto the part. Into position then for parting off. While you're parting off, apply on your coolant, engage your feed, and now it's just automatically moving the material. Now we look at the part is breaking through. This is the final stage. And now it's separated from the disc. Stop the automatic feed. Stop the machine. And then allowing a bit of coolant on to make sure the part isn't too hot. And you can then remove the part from your piece. You make it up with a small, slight bit of material at the back, and just easily be just slipped away. And that is our finished piece. Matches into that and finishes up.